Welcome back. What we're about to do now is to take a look at how these mixtures come all together. And it's very interesting how this lab is set up to detect whatever you need to find out before you get the product out on the road and it doesn't work. But now I want to see how these various pieces of aggregate work and how you use these two pieces to determine whether or not you have a good product.
Okay, well, again, as we mentioned earlier, the aggregates are coming in on rail yard, and we're testing all that before it even gets into the mix. But I wanted to show you right here, this is a combination of all the aggregates that are used. We have coarse aggregate, and we have the medium-size aggregate, about 3/8 of an inch. And then what we have, a product of the crushing operation at the quarry, they use a fine aggregate called screenings, and we add that as well. Now, all this is blended together, and here, when you add the liquid asphalt, is the finished product.
Now, which comes first? This one.
You're gonna. That's right. It's kind of like Lucy when she did her chocolates. You know, as it went down the line, that's kind of what's happening at the asphalt plant. The aggregates get added at certain points, and then all these different ingredients get added, and then eventually it's hitting a big old, we could just say like a cake mixer, but then the liquid is getting introduced to the aggregate, and it all gets mixed.
This is very hard.
Well, this sample's got is a cold. It's gotten cold, and we just wanted to show it for display.
Well, I'm going to take a look over here for a moment at these pills, as you call them. This pill comes from which of these?
This will come from here, and this is basically made in what's called a perfect environment. What we'll do is when we go through our design standpoint, we'll come out and we want to meet all our parameters, and we'll create this. And what this is done in the lab in a perfect environment based off of what we make out of the plant. And then what we'll do is then we'll take it out and we'll put it on the road. And the road we'll take a sample out of the road. This has to compare within certain parameters to this in the field, and that's basically how we'll get paid.
You were talking to me earlier about rolling, and you said that rolling several times means something when the public sees these rollers putting down the asphalt. What's it mean? Quickly.
Well, it's pretty interesting. When you pass by a paving operation on the road, you see rollers out there, and you may think, well, they're just rolling till whenever. Maybe they're just trying to make 8 hours, but it doesn't really go like that. We have technicians here in the lab where what we're trying to do is establish basically a curve. We're trying to establish how many times can he roll it that he's going to get the peak compaction before he actually breaks the asphalt. And so we'll determine that on one roller, and then we'll do it on the second and then the third. So we're getting the optimum compaction out of that road.
So that the average person can understand, if it breaks under the rolling conditions, then what?
You're shortening the life of the asphalt.
So what do you do with it? It's down now.
Well, what we're doing, that's a little test section, but what we're doing at that point is we're finding out what the optimum is for every single road that we're on. We're having to do what's called roller patterns. And so that's kind of interesting that people don't realize, is that we're out there actually plotting curves and determining how can we get the most longevity out of this road.
So all of that happens before you actually lay down all of the asphalt on a given road. You've tested it and retested it. You've made sure it's going to hold up. And so what's the life of this asphalt now that you've tested it? It turns out okay.
Asphalt, I believe, is probably in the 25, 30-year range. You know, and it all depends on the different layers that go into constructing a road. But I would say probably a 20, 30-year life.
And it's a good product.
Oh, absolutely.
Boy, that's good to hear. I'll tell you, it's really good to hear. That's our transportation sales tax program for today, also known as Roadwise. We've been here at Banks Construction, and we've been talking about all of that black asphalt that you see on the road and how it is tested and retested and what it comes from. I hope this has been an education for you. It certainly has been for me. Until next time, this is Cheryl Harleston with Transportation Sales Tax Program, sometimes called Roadwise. For more information, visit us on tst.charlestoncounty.org. You can also follow us on Facebook and Twitter.